All right, continuing our interview, which died when our camera died. What was the thing about Trump's speech that jumped out at you the most?
Well, I think it was really about putting Reverend Graham in the rotunda. I thought that was a really interesting move. I thought it was really great to celebrate a prominent evangelist for the country. And I'm very happy to see that he's got a lot of respect for Christianity.
And considering how the mainstream media attacked him over it, I think that's an astounding thing. Now I'm going to ask you the 7 questions I've been asking everybody. All right, Trump year 1, thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think was the best thing? What do you think was the worst thing?
2 thumbs up, automatically, right away. Best thing about it, I mean, look at this booming economy. I mean, how can you deny that this is great? Some people are going to say it's because of Obama. I mean, really? Still?
Hey, worst thing?
Worst thing, I think, in terms of Trump's rhetoric, I would try to be a little bit more statesman-like when going through this piece. I think he's teaching everybody to fight and not back down, and I think that's good. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you can't get the liberals more fired with daggers with.
Okay, by the way, we are talking to William Nardy, which I did not mention when we started this a second time. GOP, 1-seat margin in the Senate, 25 seats in the House, favorable map in the Senate, tougher in the House. Do they keep House and Senate?
Absolutely. No, and people aren't realizing this, but it's at the grassroots level that change is happening. State and local politics is more important than anything that's going on in the national discourse. I mean, obviously that's setting the tone for the country, but yes, they're going to be holding it. People want Republicans because it's either this. It's either you're supporting your liberties, you're supporting our country, our faith, or you're with the Marxists and the commies on the Democrats, and that's what it's come down to.
What does Trump have to do to help the Republicans win?
Trump's got to keep doing everything that he's been doing. He's got to be strong. He's got to be out there supporting people, actively campaigning. And Trump has got to be working with people and setting up a line of people who support his policy preferences. It's got to be one straight platform.
Now, I'm going to change this question a little bit because I think the president's speech changed the dynamic. I've been asking people, would they make the DACA deal for the wall? But given what the president said, that he doesn't think DACA will happen now, but we're going to get the wall, would you make that? Do we have to make a deal, DACA, for the wall? And would you make it if it has to be done?
Yes, I would, absolutely. I think it's fine to keep the DACA people here, and I think that they respect our law, they respect the order, they were working, paying taxes, and I think that Trump is going to use that to make sure that we don't have any more illegal immigrants coming across our borders, and that's important. More importantly, however, this is Miss Kassy Dillon from Lone Conservative.
Now, are you associated? Was it you who were associated with the Mount Holyoke GOP? I interviewed one of your members yesterday.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yes.
I am the president of Mount Holyoke College Republicans and the president and founder of Lone Conservative.
And so you brought people down. I'm from Fitchburg, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So and may I offer you cannoli from Dutch Kitchen Bakery in Fitchburg?
Oh, okay, thank you.
All right. So I just finished with William. So Kassy, you brought down when I talked to Robert Stacey McCain, who we interviewed Harvard Republicans, we interviewed Amherst Republicans. When I mentioned that there were Mount Holyoke Republicans here, I thought his face was going to fall off in shock.
The women's college.
Yes, there are 4 of us here right now.
Yes. Now, obviously, a Massachusetts Republican and a Massachusetts conservative might be very different from a Southern conservative, although not me. I'm extremely conservative socially and fiscally. How hard has it been to make a Mount Holyoke conservative Republican chapter? Have you gotten a lot of pushback from faculty? Have you had to be indefatigable, so to speak?
Well, our College Republican Club is one of the oldest in the country. It's over 100 years old, and it's been going on for 100 years. And so I took it over.
Tradition.
I added more members. It's always been a small club, but we're very loud on campus, and that's what's important.
Now, do you get people coming up to you quietly saying, "I'm not a member, but I'm with you"?
Absolutely, there's a lot of students, but one thing you have to keep in mind about Mount Holyoke is we have the most international students, percentage-wise, as of any school in America. So therefore, most of our students, 40% or so, don't really know much about American politics. However, yes, people do come up to me and they say, I do believe what you're saying, I am pro-life, but I can't say those things because I'm scared of dealing with these other students around us.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a quick question about the speech, and I'm going to ask you the 7 questions I've asked everyone. What did you think of the speech? What stood out with you the most?
So I got stuck. I didn't get to see all of it because of security, but I did think it was really interesting. He went off script for a little while. You could definitely tell where that happened.
Sounds like it is.
I think he's missing doing speeches at rallies. He hasn't done one in a while, so I think he kind of got it all out of his system today, but it was a very long speech.
All right, now there's questions I've asked everyone. Trump year 1, thumbs up, thumbs down, mezzo mezzo, what you like best, what you like least?
Thumbs up. I would definitely the tax cuts, and I like him recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
I stood and applauded for that during the speech.
Yes, amen. Things I do not like. I think he could be a little better about his tweeting. Yes, I understand.
That is the single most common complaint from people I've interviewed.
I've learned to ignore his tweets and look at the policies. I also think he could have done a little better with the Syrian airstrike. I don't think that was necessarily the best idea at the time.
You're the only person I've heard express that idea, but it's cool to hear it. In fact, you're only the second person to mention Syria that I've talked to. All right, GOP 2018. 1 seat margin in the Senate, but a favorable map. 25 seats in the House, less favorable. Do they keep it? What kind of odds do we have?
We're going to keep it and we're going to grow it.
We're going to grow it? All right. What can Donald Trump do to help that happen?
Keep going for issues that affect everyday lives. So, for instance, doing the tax reform, great idea. I think he also needs to reach out to the younger crowd because we are the men on the ground who will be campaigning and getting people involved. So I think he needs to start protecting free speech on college campuses and try getting a nationwide bill passed to ensure that.
Okay, final question, and again, I'm modifying the question slightly because I think the speech changes the dynamic. I've been asking people, would they accept a DACA deal, DACA for the wall? The question now after this speech is it necessary to make a DACA deal to get the wall? Do you think it's necessary, and would you make the deal?
I don't even think it's necessarily going to be a deal, because Trump's not going to deport these people. He has said that. He said, even John Kelly said that they're not deporting these people. So I think he's using it as a bargaining chip. I don't know if it's going to work necessarily, but we're going to get the wall. And if we don't get the wall, we're going to have a really hard time in the midterms.
Kassy Dillon, the lone conservative, thank you so much. William Nardy, thank you so much, and thank you for bringing Kassy in.
Hey, thanks for bearing your cross.
Oh, not at all.
Thanks for